but I was wondering like if you want to talk about it, like how your experience with gender identity has kind of like changed over time
Yeah.
or maybe not changed over time.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's something that I'm still super working through right now. And I think it's really great that I have a lot of close friends who are also working through gender identity right now. This has been one of the situations in my life where I actually don't feel super like I'm just walking through a cloud and figuring things out on my own. Not necessarily that people are going through the exact same experiences as me, but we're all sort of laughing at how ridiculous all these questions are together, just makes it a little bit less stressful, more fun, less of a drain on the mental health sort of situation. Like I said, I was raised really religious and Catholic. So it's definitely like there is a binary, there is woman, there is man, there is girl, there is boy, and there, is nothing in the middle. My parents were pretty conservative when I was growing up too. I didn't even know that I knew a gay person until I was in like the 8th grade or something like that. Much less I feel like questioning sexuality comes to a lot of people sooner than questioning gender identity, to make a wild generalization. So it took me until I was in high school and had sort of figured out that I was queer sexuality wise in some way to think that maybe there are different ways that I could present my gender, not even questioning the identity itself, but saying maybe I want to, flatten my chest, or maybe I want to wear a beanie over my long hair instead of like wearing it down or something like that. Started to embrace more masculine ways of presenting myself. And then it wasn't until I was in college and I realized that I identified as a lesbian specifically that my relationship to gender identity really changed. The way that I came to my identity as a lesbian is that I read something online that said if there's a sort of person that you wish that you were, that you wish that you could be, there's a chance that maybe you just are. I always thought that lesbians were like really cool people, and I always thought that it would be so cool to just be attracted to women and non-binary people. And it was like, oh, so maybe I am. And in the same way, I always thought that it was just really cool that some people were like, screw the gender binary, like I don't want to deal with that, like I'm using different pronouns or I'm expressing myself in this way. And then after I identified it as lesbian for that same reason, I was like, oh, maybe this is related to gender too. So I think that my relationship to gender is still definitely very much in flux. And I heard someone recently talk about their gender, someone who uses they, them, and she, her pronouns, talk about their gender identity as very expansive, that they wanted to give it room to grow and to be whatever it wanted to be. And they didn't necessarily want to pin it down to one thing prematurely. That's kind of where I'm at right now.